Hey, so welcome everyone to Learn at Home Tips from Students with Learning Differences Making It Work. We're super excited about today's webinar because unlike many of the other webinars we've been giving lately, this one actually features the most important individuals in this whole equation as everyone struggles to figure out online learning, which is the students themselves and their experiences. So I'm really excited to introduce our panelists today. We've got Eli, and Eli, I'm sorry, I'm going to probably butcher your name, but Grabowski, who's in the 10th grade and in the state of Maine, great state of Maine. And then we've got Emery Lauer, who's in 7th grade in Texas, and then Ryan Ruby, who's in 9th grade in Florida. Awesome. So these three wonderful individuals are really going to be the stars of the show today. I'm just asking questions, and my name is Christine Jones. I'm the Associate Director of Global Literacy at Benetech, which is the parent company of Bookshare. So all three of these young individuals are Bookshare users. However, today is really not so much about Bookshare. It's really about them and about their experiences with learning at home and how that's working for them and what is and isn't working for them and tips and strategies that they have to offer. And they may mention Bookshare, and I may make a couple of plugs here and there for Bookshare, but by and large, this is really about these students and how they're thriving and surviving at home and at-home learning. So with that, I want to go ahead and turn it over to each of you to introduce yourselves and your mom, who is sitting next to you. So Eli, do you want to start out?
Yeah, hello, my name is Eli Grabowski, and this is my mom, Beth, and I go to Tennebunk High School in the state of Maine.
Cool. All right, great. Thank you. And Emery?
Hello, I'm Emery Lauer. I go to Jackson Middle School in Texas, and this is my mom, Brandy.
Cool. All right, and Ryan?
Hello, I'm Ryan Ruby. This is my mother, Tippy Ruby. I go to Lincoln High School in Florida.
Awesome. Great. All right. So we've gotten the introductions out of the way. So, and I forgot to ask you my introductory question, which we'll just go back around and ask you all, what are you missing most during this time of school closures? Eli, you want to start us off? Eli and Beth?
Yeah, so one of the things that I'm missing most is that I'm a very extroverted person, and I have a lot of extroverted friends. So we are really tearing our hair out to see each other again. So
Got it. Good sharing there. Beth, do you want to add anything?
What do you want to add?
What do I want that you're missing?
Or yeah.
That you're missing.
He's missing exercise. He's not exercising enough.
I'm getting a bit chunky.
We all are.
Spoken like a true mom. Okay, great. Emery and Brandy, what are you all missing the most during this time of school closures?
I think I'm missing having time to socialize with my friends and just having time to interact with them during school classes and just having this time. So
What about swim practice?
I'm also missing swim practice with my swim friends.
Okay, good. Brandy?
I've been told to stay home from work. I'm okay.
Okay, good. Tippy and Ryan, what are you all missing out on the most?
Been missing my friends, and then I'm also in chorus, so I've been missing singing a lot.
Tippy, anything to add?
Not really. I mean, Ryan really does miss chorus and going to piano lessons and stuff like that. So kind of interesting doing virtual piano.
Emery's done flute lessons over the phone.
I miss going to band and just having time to play with the whole band together. But now we have to mute ourselves and just play by ourselves in our rooms or wherever we play. So
Definitely not the same. Definitely not the same. Yep. Okay, so everyone, and we'll do the round robin. How are you doing so far, what has been your experience with online learning so far? Why don't we start out with Eli?
Yeah, so I think I've been doing okay. I'm very fortunate to have teachers helping me along the way and guiding me. So I think I'm doing fine. I'm staying on top of my work. So yeah.
Good. Good to hear. Okay. Let's see, Emery?
I also can agree with that. If I don't understand something, I can just email my teachers, and they usually are very good about getting back. And I'm staying on top of my work and to where it needs to be turned in on time, and I feel like I can get things done in a good amount of time.
Okay, great. Ryan and Tippy, what are you all? How are you all doing?
So I've been doing fine. Work's been fairly easy. Most of my teachers are still trying to figure out how they want to continue from this point on. So it's been very easy, light work. I usually finish by Tuesday.
Okay. Okay, good for you. All right, let's go around again. Tell us how life at home has changed for you in these past few weeks. Eli?
So, I mean, we used to go see movies sometimes on the weekends and, get outside of the house. So now everything is really turned into play a board game, then go to bed at 8, because there's nothing else to do. So, I mean, you could pull an all-nighter playing video games, but then, that's really, I don't know, it's there's not much to do, but my mom tries to make some things fun, so yeah.
Nice. Okay. Emery, how has life changed for you at home?
All of our sleep schedules are a mess right now, and it's definitely much stranger to have everybody here at the same time. So we go on walks, we play board games, we have movie nights. It's just, I feel like we're growing closer together because we have to be together, and these are the people who we're living with. Because usually our school, that's our family for the whole day, and my mom's work friends. We see them more often than we actually see our family. So I think now it's the opposite. We see our families more than we see our coworkers or our friends.
Wow, that's a great observation. Thank you, Emery. Ryan and Tippy, how has life changed for you at home?
So life really hasn't changed. If anything, it's gone back to what I used to be used to. I was homeschooled, and my dad worked at home. So everything's pretty similar to 5 years ago when this is what was the usual. I wake up, finish my work by noon, and then sleep sometimes.
Okay, so you're used to the routine. Tippy, anything to add?
This is easier than homeschooling because I'm not having to come up with the lesson plans this time around. But no, I mean, we've just kind of fallen back into our pattern. It was really strange when my husband was actually working outside of the home. So now it kind of feels normal to us.
Okay, good. All right, so next question, and this is maybe the fun part. What are your teachers doing that is working for you, and what are your teachers doing that is not working for you? And you can share any or both, either or both of those things. We'll start out with Eli.
So one of my teachers is doing one thing that I really enjoy, or not enjoy, I think is important, and that's they are putting up videos of them going through what we were supposed to do today, which I think is pretty important for me because I need to be talked through things. I'm not somebody who my teacher's okay, go take everything and learn stuff from chapter 12 in math. I can't do that. I'm wait a second. So I think that's really important that she in particular is walking us through things in a video. So that's one of the things.
And are you getting daily videos then from that teacher?
Well, we have a schedule that's like, we have our class every other day. So yes, whenever we have the class, yes.
Excellent. Anything that your teachers are doing or started out doing, maybe aren't doing anymore, that wasn't working for you?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't really think of it like wrong at the moment because, you know, we don't really know what we're doing anyways. So no, honestly, I haven't really observed anything like really wrong with this, but yeah.
Great. Okay, good perspective. Emery.
Emery has lots of opinions.
Yes. So I really like how my math teacher, as Eli said, she is posting videos, and so I can, she really goes step by step, and she's done this, like, I've had her for 6th grade and 7th grade math because she switched years. I love the way she teaches, and I think she's really great. And she does this really nice thing where she posts videos of her working through something, and you can ask her for help on her office hours, and that's really great too. And one thing I don't like that my science teacher does is she will post the, like, we kind of have fill in the blank sort of kind of things, and she will post it, like, all of them for the week in a long slide, and that sucks because it's really a pain to have to get it into docs.
You have to, how do you transfer that over?
You open it in a new window, and then you have to say open in docs.
It would be easier if it was just posted as a doc?
Yeah, because it's all in one long thing.
Her school uses Google Classroom, which they've been using for a long time, and I think that has helped these kids a lot because they know how to work it.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the teachers know how to work it.
No.
And the other thing that's helpful is the district has decided that for elementary kids, they will get 1 assignment per subject per week. Helps with reduced assignments and extended time. Her middle school and high school gets 2 assignments per core subject per week. Also helps a lot.
And it really helps when teachers can explain it to you in a way that you understand, which I really think they're doing by posting videos. And sometimes they'll just post instructions on Classroom, and I've had to reread those like multiple times just to understand what she wants me to do. And this is with my history teacher. So it really sucks when they just post instructions, because it's really hard to find what step is where. Because she was like, okay, you're gonna take notes, but then you have to leave it open. I'm like, wait, you want me to leave it open for what? And then she's like, watch the video. And then I got really confused, and I had to reread it again. So yeah.
Is that all for now?
Yeah, that's all for now.
No, those are great thoughts and great suggestions, Emery. So it sounds like, can you explain a little bit of why you need to take the slide and put it into a Google Doc?
When you do that, she kind of puts all the things you need for the week, and she inserts it in kind of
The slideshow?
sort of, and you have to transfer it.
Are you asking why she needs to transfer it?
Oh, it's because if you're on Google Classroom, the whole class can see it. So you have to open it with your own, you have to make a copy of it. So
it's fill in the blank, and the teacher wants answers in the blank. So
yeah.
You have to move it from what she's created into your own thing to type your answers in.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
It's not hard when it's as a doc for the whole class to see. That's not the problem. It's when, like, that's really easy to transfer and make a copy of your own. But when you do it like that, you have to open it in a new window and create it as like a slide, which really is crappy. That's
Gotcha. Okay, that's helpful. Thank you. Ryan, what's working for you? What's not working for you?
So my math teacher every Wednesday and Friday will go through and help the people who are struggling with that week's of algebra, not geometry. It hasn't bothered me that much because I'm good at math. What I don't like is I've also had to post discussion questions in math, and I can't explain math. Math is a subject that I am good at, but I cannot explain it.
The other thing
Okay.
is not all the teachers are posting things to the same location. So we went all week thinking that there's no science because we're using Microsoft Teams. And then all of a sudden she sent out a reminder of, hey, don't forget that this is due. And you could see everyone literally flood her website because we didn't know, we had been checking Teams and files and everything and trying to consolidate so that everybody's posting in the same location, or at least sending out a message through Teams of, hey, everything's on my website this week. So that was a little challenging, but we're all trying to figure this out, so trying to cut everybody some slack. One of the best things is that his math teacher, for example, is grading the work and returning it to you through Teams with comments of, hey, you missed question 5. Do it again, you get full credit. So they're also lenient on the due dates. So while there are due dates, most of the teachers understand, if something happens, they're not going to, just give you a 0 for it being a few minutes late or even a day late, which that's been really nice.
Great. Excellent. These are wonderful tips and thoughts. I'm hoping a lot of people are benefiting from these right now. Okay, so next question is, how are you structuring your day and your week? And how are you sort of doing your scheduling now that your scheduling is pretty much up to you? Let's start with Eli.
Well, to be honest, I don't really have a schedule, but I mean, I'm keeping up with my work. So, I mean, if you were just like not keeping up with your work at all and doing whatever you want the whole day, then yeah, you probably need a schedule. But I mean, I think if you're keeping up with your work, then I don't really see a need for one if you get it done anyways, because I am somebody that like you cannot force to sit down for 4 hours. I like need to take breaks. I will implode if you make me do that. So I mean, yeah, I think I go play piano for 30 minutes and then come back and do more, and then I eat lunch and then do more. I do things not all at once. I do things like really, yeah, in chunks. I spread out my day.
All right, good. Sounds like it's working for you. Emery, how about for you?
So I need breaks, but I really want to get something done in one chunk so I remember what I need to get down. But if I've worked on something from 9 in the morning to like 4 in the afternoon, I'm like, girl, you need to stop and you need to take a break because you've been working on this for 4, maybe 5 hours. I don't remember. How long was that?
It was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. So I was working on something for the whole day. And so we got lunch and then I immediately go back to doing it. Like I'll just grab it and then go back. But I really like having I take Monday and Tuesday to get all of my work finished, most of my work finished. And then I have the whole rest of the week to just relax. That's what I like to do, and it may not be the case for everybody, but I just like getting things done quickly and not having to stress about it the entire week. And it's usually very easy because the assignments are not that long.
Okay, good, good.
My schedule is mainly the same. Monday and Tuesday is the only day I'm okay with doing work. I usually I wake up around 9, start about 10, and stop at 1 on Monday. Same, and I finished all my work sometimes on Monday. Then I do the same thing on Tuesday. Then depending on when teachers finally decide to post their assignment, I will do it immediately after they post it. Like one of my classes posted last night, so I did it this morning. I can't have work like just sitting there. I don't come home with homework when I went to school, so that's how I see this. I have my block where I can finish it, and that's it. So I have to get it done, and it needs to be good.
We've always
Great.
tried to encourage the kids to go ahead and get it done, because sometimes you can put it off thinking, oh, it's just a quick little story and then a couple of questions. And then you go to do it and it's like, oh, this was not just a quick little story and a couple of questions, and it takes a lot longer than you were expecting, which adds a lot more stress. So they've been really good about getting their work done and getting it ready to go.
Great. All right. Well, it's very heartening actually to hear from all of you and hear how well you're coping and accommodating and getting your work done. It's very refreshing. So thank you all. I'm going to give you now a chance to share your technology expertise. Now I'm going to have you share some of the tools that you've been using to help you with your learning. And we practiced this yesterday, so hopefully everything will work out smoothly. We're going to have you start, Eli.
Okay, so I mainly use 3 tools. I use Read and Write, Bookshare, and voice typing. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly and show you how I use those. Okay, so say that this is a history question. So I use Read and Write, I underline it, and then this bar up here, this is Read and Write. I can like highlight things, but the main thing that I use it for is to play the audio. So
How many states are in the U.S.?
So once I played the audio, I'm like, okay, I know what this question says. So then I go to like the voice typing, and then I say, there are 50 states in the U.S. So, and then I just do the whole problem or whatever with that.
Great, excellent. So you use Read and Write, which is a tool from Text Help, and I think you told me that your district has a license for that. Is that correct?
Yes.
Excellent. So I do want to let everyone know that the Read and Write extension in Chrome is actually available to teachers for free, and even everyone who starts out with the free trial can, after the free trial is over, many of the features, especially the most important ones about helping you read text out loud and highlight the text, those are still available. The text-to-speech and word highlighting are still available after the free trial is over. So we definitely recommend that. It actually works really nicely with Bookshare Web Reader as well. It lays over, that Chrome extension can lay over on top of Bookshare Web Reader, which is our online reader for reading books in a browser where no downloading of any kind is required. So that tool is one that we recommend, and we have some information on our website about Read and Write. So thanks for sharing that, and appreciate hearing about voice-to-text tool because we know that does help a lot of students. So thank you. Excellent. Okay, Emery, you're up.
Okay, let me try and share the screen. Their district has given them Chromebooks, and we have set the accessibility settings on the Chromebook to do the text-to-speech like Eli had. This is Chrome on a MacBook, and on here you can also highlight, right-click, go to speech, and start speaking.
Hello JTC Vikings. To access this week's advisory lesson, go to your Ready Hub and click on the EVERFI app and access lesson. Character Playbook, Module 2, Understanding and Managing Emotions. Let me know if you can get into it.
There.
So on the Chromebook with the text-to-speech, it highlights it, which I really like about that, and that didn't. So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I like having the highlighting so I can really follow what it's saying.
Another thing we did during the school year, she was supposed to write vocabulary cards to study for a quiz.
No.
Not going to help at all. Complete waste of time.
Notes in general, no. Notes are a big no for me.
So what we did, with the teacher's permission, we took the PDF or the document that it was typed on, uploaded it. She has a VoiceStream app with her Bookshare account. We uploaded it to there, and she could listen to it. But we also could have highlighted it, and she listened to the vocabulary, and she knows all the vocabulary because she's an auditory learner.
I like when we did that because with Bookshare, the voices, like the voice I use is really nice because I can hear it as whatever I want to hear it as. So when I'm reading, let's say Harry Potter, because that's what I'm reading right now, I can hear the character's voice, like how I think they would talk, with the Bookshare voice. So it kind of...
So you like that with your science work too?
Yeah. And also with the science work, we would write the words on the front of the note card, and then I would draw a picture to represent it on the back.
Anything else technology-wise? No. Okay.
Nice, good strategies. Sounds like you guys are figuring it out. Excellent. Ryan.
So I use Immersive Reader.
And that's Microsoft Word, a Microsoft Word tool, right? Immersive Reader?
Yes. So the way you get to it is in the Word document, you hit View, and then you'll see Immersive Reader. And the way it works is once it pulls up, there's a play button. And
We Real Cool by Gwendolyn Brooks. The Pool Players. 7 at the Golden Shovel.
So that's how it works. And then you can also click it. I don't use this feature, but it is a nice feature where if you click it, you can see photos of ways it gets described.
And then you can also use the Immersive Reader through Teams. So like when the teacher posts what the assignment is, you can turn on Immersive Reader through there as well and have them read that to you.
MPA Reflection Number 1. Due April 10th,
Which is
2020.
sometimes helpful because sometimes the assignment list is really long, or there's a lot that they are trying to describe at that point. So that's what we've been using.
Great. And I also want to just put in another plug for Bookshare, because for students who qualify for Bookshare, they can download any Bookshare book as a Microsoft Word document and then upload it to their OneDrive and either use their desktop version of Word if it does have Immersive Reader. Not all desktop versions of Word do have it, but the online version of Microsoft Word does have it for sure, and anyone can access that. You just have to log in to a Microsoft account, and then you can upload your document and use those nice features of having the text read out loud, having word-by-word highlighting, and the picture dictionary, and it actually offers a lot of other nice functionality as well. So excellent. Great. Loved the demo. Thank you so much. Let's see. So another really important question to ask all of you is, how are you taking care of yourselves during this time? This has been stressful on everyone. It's been pushing all of us way out of our comfort zones. And as some of you already talked about, interrupting sleep schedules and other schedules, and you're missing out on time with friends. So that's got to be hard. So how are you taking care of yourselves? And Eli, why don't you start?
Well, like I said, I'm trying not to do everything at once when it comes to schoolwork. But I'm also, trying to go outside on my trampoline and exercise, trying to eat healthy. I think those are all really important things. Just general things to take care of yourself.
Great. Excellent. Okay, Emery?
So I Zoom meeting on Wednesdays and Saturdays with my swim team, and we do workouts. And then in our garage, Dad likes to do workouts, and I just like to, after I finish my work on Monday and Tuesday, I like to be like, no stress. There's no reason to need to stress over right now because we're already all stressed out, and I think it's just need to relax, no stress.
Good, good. Okay, Ryan.
So, what's been keeping me sane recently is wood carving. It's a hobby that I've picked back up. This is my most recently completed one. That one. So that's what I've been doing with my free time. Right now I'm working on Disney one, which that's mainly what I'm doing in my free time. I enjoy it. It's a hobby that I would recommend to people, but be careful. I know my first one, I ended up cutting myself. It is dangerous, but it's fun. That's what's been keeping me sane.
He's also going back and listening to a lot of books that he doesn't normally have time to listen to during the regular school year. So picking back up on series that he was listening to, that's what he does while he does his wood carvings or builds with Legos.
Excellent. Great. Yeah, I was actually going to ask, this is not a question I had planned to ask you, but what you all are reading, and if you're doing any pleasure reading in addition to school reading. And Ryan, you just basically answered that question, or your mom did for you. Eli, are you doing any pleasure reading at all?
Well, to be honest, I never pleasure read. I mean, I pleasure watch movies or pleasure play video games. I mean, that's all kind of, you know. But reading's not really my strong.
So that's, get close because he has the only mic. So that's one of the things that we've recently learned is that Eli's been really great about doing the work that he likes to do. And we've gotten calls from the reading specialist every week. Finally, she called my cell phone, and so I said, Eli, do the work this woman wants you to do, please. It's just getting embarrassing. So I think, you know, so that's, as a dyslexic person, I think reading, it's just not pleasurable for him, and he avoids reading. And so he has not been reading for pleasure at this point.
Yeah.
Yep. Got it. Okay, that's again a nice, good, honest response there from Mom. So
Eli, Emery's little sister just heard you say that. She has dyslexia too, and she went, "Yeah."
She feels validated now, huh? Emery, are you doing any pleasure reading?
Yes, I'm reading the last Harry Potter book. Oh God, it started off so hard. Moody died, and Hedwig died. Sorry if I spoiled it.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Been out for 20 years.
It's been out for 20 years. If you haven't read it, what are you doing?
Okay. All right. Okay. So, well, that's great. Yeah. Hopefully Bookshare can help you with your reading when it comes to any kind of textbooks or pleasure reading books, and with the
he's about to read The Outsiders for English class, so yay Bookshare.
Yes.
Good, good, yeah. Excellent. All right, so we're gonna just give you guys each a chance to share any advice that you have for, let's start with anything else you want to, any other advice you want to give to parents. Any parents out there, kids, especially you can give some advice to any other parents who might be listening.
I mean, just try and advocate for your kids. I think that's a big one, but I mean, I'm not really a parent, so do you want to like say anything?
I think, yeah, I think helping make sure that your kids are still connected to their teachers. So earlier someone was talking about, I think it was Emery was talking about the video and the teachers who sent out video, and I think Eli referred to that too. And I think just even seeing them on a regular basis, it helps the student feel connected to the teacher. And I think in order for these kids to keep working, Eli is not going back to school this year. That's what we've been told. And so if he's going to see out the rest of his sophomore year, he needs to feel connected to these people. And so video and whatever methods they can come up with. His reading specialist is an older woman, and she does these phone calls, which are very sweet. And I, just sending those messages, hearing from the teachers that they're thinking about their students, they care about their progress, and that they're there for them. And I think for parents to help the student realize that that's true, and not just put the whole thing on a back burner and forget about it till fall. I don't think that will serve anyone well.
Great advice. Emery.
Just try, if they're having trouble, try to make them understand that they need to have accommodations, because used to I would just, if a teacher wasn't doing my accommodations, I'd just leave it because I was like, I didn't want to go up to my teacher. And my mom was like, you gotta go tell your teachers. And so I feel like if you need help getting across to your teachers about what you need, ask your parents to talk to them. And some teachers are just better than others about that kind of thing. So you gotta just be patient with teachers also.
I think people don't realize, teachers especially, and parents probably don't either, Zoom calls seem to be very exhausting for the students. I think it has something to do with having to be concentrated for such a long time. My other daughter has a dyslexia class followed by her classroom teacher, which I think it's good to see them, but by the time it's over, she's done. She's exhausted. So even if they're not doing work on there, she's exhausted for an hour when it's done, and we have to stop, and we can't even start her schoolwork until after lunch.
I feel like it's very important to, if you have dyslexia, you really need to let people see, like, you need to have accommodations, because school is going to be hell if you don't.
Language.
That's okay. We appreciate the rawness of it all. So thanks, Emery. Great tips.
So something I think that parents need to remember is every child does learn differently. Because, like, for example, I am an extreme auditory learner, and my mother is not. So you do need to remember everyone will learn differently, but you also need to make sure they get the work done eventually. Because, I mean, I have some friends that they just don't do the work. They're extremely smart, and they make C's because they don't do homework. So you just need to make sure that everyone is doing their part. This is uncharted territory. We're all confused.
Great. Okay, so how about tips for teachers? You guys have shared some things, but anything else come to mind that you want to, any advice that you have for teachers? Eli, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, I know, like, most of it's been said, but just try and stay in touch with your students. I mean, me and Emery's school are, like, very different because she lives in Texas compared to Maine. They have like 1,000 more students than we do, which, I mean, makes it pretty difficult on a teacher to keep in touch with them. So yeah, but I don't know.
Good. Emery, anything else you want to share with teachers?
They have a lot of students, and so one of the reasons I didn't like asking my teachers to help me with my accommodations is, like, they wouldn't have time. I just didn't want to put any more stress on them. So teachers, try your best to get everybody's accommodations. And sometimes it's going to be a lot harder to manage everybody's accommodations, but students need them. So just try your best to remember and get them done, because it really helps the students to show how much they actually know without having to kill their brains.
Another thing, I don't know if there are any administrators here, this has all been trial by fire, but for some students, online, like a partial online at school program would be amazing.
Yes.
So please don't scrap this entire thing when the pandemic is over, because this is going to work great for a lot of kids.
We love this. This is amazing for us, because I don't really love having to deal with teachers
and other students.
So working with myself with these at home is really working for me, because I feel like I don't have to stress as much when I'm here, and I'm in my own space. Like, I can really get more things done.
Focus.
I can accommodate myself when should my dad just yell across the house.
Ryan,
So
go ahead.
something I would say is, if you can, be more creative, because, I mean, right now, I've gotten from some teachers the same assignment 3 times, just something else added to it. Like, I know I'm not happy that this happened, but my ROTC class, we have uniform inspection every Wednesday, so they asked us to send in a picture of us in our uniform. So there are creative ways that you can still do grades that people want to do. I mean, you could do quizzes. I know that's something that's big and with most of my teachers, and just post the code on the way you're talking to everyone and then see how they do with that. I mean, be creative. There's a lot you can do if you just think about it.
Great, excellent. Okay, and last question for you, and then we're going to open up to questions from the audience. So what tips do you have for students? Go ahead, Eli.
So one of the things that I think is extremely important is that you take advantage of this opportunity, because it's a big one. If you think about it, for me, I'm doing art, and I'm teaching myself all these sort of things. I want to be an entrepreneur, so I'm getting to the business route of things. So I'm teaching myself how to drop ship. I got a website set up for that. I'm preparing for when I go out into the real world, because I have the time and I have the excuse. So while it sucks because you can't see your friends, you can't go outside, you really should be getting creative and thinking about the things you can do to help you in the future. So, yeah.
Reading for pleasure.
Like reading for pleasure, yeah.
Okay, great. Emery, how about you? What tips do you have for students?
Don't spend all day doing work, because it's not going to end well. Try to space it out, and if you have been working on the same thing for 5 hours, put down your computer and do something else. It doesn't matter what other thing you do, just do something else that's not work. And then maybe 30 minutes later, go back to what you were doing and try and get it finished. Don't push yourself to a point where you're just not going to be able to get something done in a good way. And you're in your own home. Don't stress, and just get everything turned in on time, but don't kill yourself, or don't yeah, that's
good. Thank you. Good advice.
So something I would recommend to students is, be nice to your parents. You don't want to hear it, but you need to be nice to your parents. They are looking out for you. They love you. They want to help. And also try to do some physical exercising. I mean, I hate doing it, but it is something I know I need to do. So try to stay active and just give your parents all the love they deserve during this time, because they want to help, and some they may not be able to and still try. Also, understand that teachers are still trying to push you in the right direction of learning, even though I know for me, I don't have any end of school exams. So, but my teachers are still trying to encourage me to learn the same things I might have learned at school. So understand that everyone is trying to help you. No one wants to do this to hurt you.
I also have another thing to add. Teachers are humans too. They have their own families and they have their own things they need to get done. If they're not getting back to you after 30 minutes of when you emailed them, don't rush your teachers. They have, this is their time too. Yes, it is their job, but they have children and has spouses, and that you need to be respectful to your teachers.
Great. All right. Excellent tips. Thank you so much. All right. I'm going to turn it to some questions from the viewers now. And there are 3 people who've actually clicked a raise hand button. I don't know if any of you would like to, I can give you, actually there's 4 of you, I can allow you to talk if you'd like to be able to say something out loud, which you're welcome to do. We are recording this, just so you know. So let me just take a chance and call on the first one, Terry Aquavita. I'm just going to allow you to talk if you wanted to. So I'll just open your mic for a second. So you're unmuted. Would you like to ask a question? Oh. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening there. I'm trying to allow you to talk, but I'm not sure if it's working. Let's try the next one, Jackie. No, it doesn't look like it's working. Okay, okay, I can't see if it's working or not, so I think we'll have to, it looks like even though I'm pushing the button that says allow to talk, it still looks like your microphone is muted, so I don't know that I have control over that, so so sorry about that. I think we'll have to just take questions from the Q&A. So let me open that up. And let's see. Okay, so one question, greetings. This is from Carrie. Greetings, amazing students. Just a question, how many of you have hardback textbooks at home? Do you like having a hard copy? Are you feeling tired of tech by the end of the day? Eli, do you want to answer?
Yeah, so hard copy is good sometimes, but most of the time I just use it on like Bookshare. But 100% of my math comes from the math book because like you just need that for problems. But I mean, I don't really carry around my textbooks at school, but because they kind of suck. But yeah.
Emery?
So we don't really use textbooks, and honestly, if we did, I would hate it because most of the time my backpack is full anyway. So if we did use a textbook, I probably would upload it into Bookshare. And if we did use a textbook, I would also really not like it.
Are you tired of tech by the end of the day?
No.
Tech is fine?
Tech is fine.
All day, every day.
That's fine.
So I do have a hardback copy of some of my textbooks. What they do is we get a hardback copy at home, and then they have hardback copies at school. At home, I very rarely use them because I prefer online having the textbook on one side of the screen and then the Word document I'm working on the other. So I can just scan. And I mean, some of the questions I've been getting, what they want is straight out of the textbook, and it's a lot easier to copy and paste from a textbook that's online to type everything back out.
Great, excellent, thank you. There's a question about how long you guys have been Bookshare members. Can you answer that? Eli, go ahead.
I've been a Bookshare member since 8th grade, and that's when I went to public school. I went to a smaller private school before that, so that's when I really started using it.
Emery?
How long have we been using it?
Since 2nd grade, so that's 6 years.
Yeah, I really love Bookshare.
And Ryan?
I've been using Bookshare for about 5 years, since 5th grade. I've loved using it, especially while I was homeschooled. It was great. Because that's when I listened to a lot of books very frequently, because I had time.
Okay, great. And there's another kind of related question about how much are you using Bookshare to access school materials, and what's your favorite reading tool for Bookshare? Eli?
What's my favorite tool for Bookshare, or like
For reading Bookshare books, what do you use to read Bookshare books?
I use Read and Write for like so I have the thing on, I have the book on Bookshare, and then I use Read and Write for it to read to me.
Right. Okay. You're using Bookshare web reader with Read and Write on top of it, I think is what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Emery?
Voice stream. That was it, right? Voice stream.
Yeah, you have to use Dolphin Reader at school sometimes,
I
right?
have to use Dolphin Reader at school. I don't prefer it, but I'll use it.
And at home you use what?
I love Voice stream.
She's used it since 2nd grade. I think she kind of imprinted on it.
That's the Voice Dream app. So that's another great app that integrates directly with Bookshare and reads Bookshare books. So good feedback. Ryan?
What I mainly do is I download the Bookshare books on my phone, and usually how I would use it at school is we were reading To Kill a Mockingbird this year, and while everyone else was silent reading, I was listening to it.
So we download and then import it into iTunes. So then he just listens to it as a regular audio file.
Excellent. Thank you. Question about just any tips for staying focused at this time when you're having to, again, manage your own schedules. How do you stay focused on school? Eli?
I stay focused by not doing all my work at once, because if I do that, then I just lose focus on literally everything, and I don't do any more work for the day. So if I spread my schedule out, then I can get a lot more work done long term than doing it all at once and just losing focus.
I chunk my work up. So if I've been working on something for a long while and it's almost finished, I will probably go to something else and then come back to it. So I like kind of going back and forth from different subjects so I can think about something else and then go back to it. I rarely have assignments that are really long, but if I do, I kind of just break it. Like I have breaks in between it. Yeah.
Ryan, any thoughts?
So the way I keep my focus is I'm very stubborn when it comes to my work. If I start it, I want to finish it, because I don't like having something in the back of my head like, yo, you still need to finish this. This is the answer. Here's the answers. Why aren't you finishing it? Because usually for me, middle of the night, I think about really stupid things most times. And I'm like, and that's the answer to everything else. I could have been done.
Okay, great. So some other questions are coming in about, technology. So the videos that you're seeing from your teachers, are they Is there, or I guess the question is really, is there anything interactive that you're doing? It sounds like, Emery, you're doing some Zoom interaction with teachers. So is there anything that's interactive, or is it all just sort of, videos that you're given to watch? So.
Well, every Tuesday and Thursday, I go hop on a call with my case manager and a learning specialist. And I do some math with her and other things, and then I honestly just talk to them and tell them how things are going, which is great. They answer some questions for me. They're like, okay, hey, I've been in touch with this teacher. This is his plan. So I think that's really important, but that's pretty much it.
Okay, Emery?
On Mondays and Wednesdays, we have band meetings. So usually on Mondays, we talk about the music that we need to get done for the week. And then on Wednesdays, we practice together. And like I said, we all have to be muted, so we don't actually get to hear the whole band play together. But it's really nice because at the end, we usually just get to interact with each other. And then on Wednesdays and Saturdays, I have a swim meet doing Zoom meeting. And usually before it starts, we all are talking, and then we do our workout, and then we talk at the end. So that's really nice. But that's about it. There's not really any interaction with teachers unless I need to go to their office hours.
Okay, Ryan?
So like I said earlier, I mainly have some Zoom calls with my math teacher. Yesterday I had a Teams call with my science teacher. That was interesting. No one knew how to work it, and that was fun. I had to figure it out for her. But Zoom has been used a lot for me. It's also been used for Boy Scouts for me. So that's the main way I've been interacting with a lot of people.
So it sounds like there's kind of a mixture of interactive and just, playing videos that you're getting, so that you're all doing. So that's good. And so another question is, do you feel like you have more work than during when school is open, less work, or about the same? Eli?
Well, so for me personally, I think it's more work just because of the confusion that goes along with everything. But I'm sure that'll change. It's more work and it's less work at the same time. So I think that it almost makes it the same amount of work because everything is on using technology, and people aren't really too caught up to date with technology sometimes. But I think it's about the same. So yeah.
Emery?
Some classes, it's the same amount of work, and in some classes, it's less. So I feel like it's dependent on the class that I'm in, because if I'm in math, she usually teaches us a unit for a week. We practice it for another week, and then we have a unit test. But now she's posting one thing for the week, so in your other classes, you can integrate it, and it's not a lot of work. But with history, it's kind of more, it's less and more work at the same time. So we have more time to do it, but it's the same amount of work that we have to span out. So it's kind of more in a sense, but you can get it done faster, if that makes sense.
Okay. Ryan, do you feel like you have more work, less work, or about the same?
Definitely less work, for me at least, because, it might be the same, because in a lot of my classes, it's a lot of sitting there, waiting for my classmates to be quiet so we can start. But I feel like it's a lot less because for math, I get one assignment a week. And the homework in that, I usually have 5 pages, about 20 questions each of homework every day that I have to do. And now I have 10 questions a week. And for me, I mean, it's okay, but I would want almost more math because it's an easy subject.
Okay, great. We're going to keep going. We're technically just about out of time, but we're getting so many questions, and if you all want to, actually we're over time. I just looked at the time. So we'll hang in there a little bit if you all can hang in for a few more minutes. So we'll try to answer some of these other questions. Is that okay with everyone? Yeah, okay, great. Thank you. I guess you have no classes to go to at this point. Okay, so let's see. There's some technology questions. I'm gonna looking for the ones that are generally of interest. I think there was a question for the parents for Beth, Brandy, and Tippy. Could you talk about how do you feel that your child's school is doing in terms of meeting their needs? How are you feeling about the whole experience, and what do you think could be going better, if anything?
So I've been very impressed with Eli's high school. They, right from the start, they had a plan, and they shared that plan with everyone. I think communication is the key. And so as they kind of went maybe over ambitious at first, and so the plan was pretty intense, and then I think teachers figured out like this isn't sustainable. They were working 10-hour days at least, and so they've readjusted the plan, but each time they need to do that, they share the information with parents, so we always know what the expectations are for our student. So I would, I give our school district just A's. They've been amazing.
Oh, go ahead, Brandy. Sorry.
Hey, we were typing an answer to someone who asked about having a 4th grader who was just diagnosed. Talk about the school thing, and I'll keep typing.
What was the question?
Well, the question is really for Brandy. Oh, and thank you for answering the questions. So how are you feeling about how the school is doing in terms of meeting the needs of your, meeting Emery's needs?
I don't see them doing anything special or out of the ordinary. Do you get emails from your teachers checking on you individually?
No.
Her counselor, she's talked with her counselor quite a bit this year. They had a Google Meet, just the 2 of them, at the beginning of all this, but I don't think we've been in touch with her. Yeah, so if we need to accommodate something, we do it ourselves and just, hey, this is how we did the assignment. And that hasn't been a problem, but because there's so much extra, it's assigned on Monday and it's due on Sunday, you got time. So that helps a lot. Is there anything else they're doing?
I kind of want to talk about like in school. It sucks when teachers, you try to explain why you need accommodations, but they're still not understanding. It's hard. I don't know. I felt like this question about the 4th grader who just got diagnosed. It's hard for teachers to understand when they can't really.
They don't understand dyslexia?
They don't understand why, and they don't know how to do that for just one student because I have a whole a lot of classes to worry about. If you're like, just, oh God. Just sorry, I'm thinking, sorry.
We'll come back.
No,
figures out
no problem. Tippy?
We've been really lucky. Actually, Lincoln High School called us to make sure that his IEP was still being met and that he was getting his accommodations. We even then later got a new IEP just for while he is doing distance learning. And then as far as teachers go, one teacher, she was doing assignments through Turnitin, and it was kind of a fill in the blank, but you couldn't see the next part until you had answered the first part. which was a little difficult. Ryan likes to see all of it, so it was a story, and he kind of wanted to see all of it. And the teachers have been great. We shot her an email, hey, could you send that to us as a document? And probably within like an hour or two, the teacher had replied. So we've been really fortunate with his teachers that they've always abided by his accommodations.
Great, thank you. And another question is, how would you students like to be encouraged to do the things you don't want to do? So I know, Eli, your mom talked about the reading you're not doing, and you're getting some calls from your teacher on that. Are there other ways that your teachers can sort of nudge you and encourage you to do things that aren't your favorite things to do?
I mean, I guess that really just lies in the student. To be honest, like, because I know that there's a lot of kids out there that just aren't doing work in this situation, but I mean, as long as you just stay up to date with them, like my reading teacher did, like I eventually did it yesterday, but just keep an eye on students and keep up to date with them. I think that's, yeah. I'll know.
Involves a parent. Would you have done that work if I hadn't told you that Mrs. R was calling me?
Eventually.
Okay, Emery, how about you? How would you like to be motivated or nudged along to do things that aren't your favorite?
Food. I feel I'm always looking for food to eat. So I feel like if you're rewarded, just think about the reward of...
You want an M&M after every question?
Yes.
All right.
Great. Ryan?
Usually I do the work. The only subject that I flat out usually hate doing is English due to being dyslexic. But I usually get help with those. Right now we're doing poetry, which I suck at, so I've been asking my sister to help me. And they kind of just go, if you finish, you don't have to see us tomorrow. If you finish, you don't have to be social with half your family.
Okay. All right. And also a related question, actually, what you were just sharing, Ryan, is are any of you doing any lengthy writing assignments, like writing papers, anything like that for English language arts or history?
For me, not really. I have been getting lengthier things to do, but it's not really just all writing. And to be honest, I enjoy like voice typing. I think that's something that I like, if I could just sit down and explain something with my voice, that's really important to me. It comes out on paper anyways, but I do like that type of work, but no, they're usually just long questions.
Okay, Emery, you doing any writing assignments?
Not really right now. We have to read a paragraph and then answer questions about it, which doesn't suck. Because if you read the questions and then you can automatically find it in the paragraph, because the paragraph is like this big. It's no, not really. No.
Okay. All right, Ryan?
So for almost all my classes, I have to write a paragraph every week of, like, I know for math, I've been explain this term, which is very interesting when 20 people have to do the same thing, and you have to find a way to make it not similar to everyone else's. And then in ROTC, I got an assignment, and they want paragraph format for all of the answers.
Okay, great. Let's see. I'm just going to take a couple more questions and then we really should wrap up. Let's see. You guys kind of addressed this a little bit, but what's your favorite part of virtual school? What's your favorite part of learning at home?
Well, sleeping is a big one. I can stay up all night playing video games and sleep all day. It's great. But also just the freedom. Like, that's awesome. I mean, it's really different because you can create your own schedule, which is not something you're used to. You're used to the bell telling you what to learn and when to learn it. Right now, you can just run. And I mean, it's a great skill to learn how to create a schedule, but I think honestly that this is something I know that Emery's mom said that maybe should keep on with this online. Agree with but a week or something. I don't know, but it's definitely an experience that I got when I was in private school, but now it's awesome. Like, yeah. So
Okay, Emery?
One of the big struggles I had was the amount of time we had to learn something. Because by the time we were on the second unit of like math or something, I still didn't understand the first unit. And so now I can teach myself in a way that I understand without somebody telling me, oh, we're moving on. Like, no, we're not. I'm still on this. So I can do things in my own time. I have time for what I need. And I feel like school doesn't allow you. You have to crunch and go. That doesn't work for everybody. And I understand we only have a certain amount of hours in the day, but I feel like I'm doing better now that I have this freedom. Yeah.
Ryan?
I'm enjoying the fact that I do get to sleep in because I've been forced to wake up at 6:30, and it's kind of nice to wake up at 9 again. That's the main thing that I like about learning this way. Not much has changed. In my opinion, I'm not learning. A lot of the classes has been, like my history class, my teacher was on maternity leave before this happened. So the sub we had, we're going over everything we talked with him. My math, we're reviewing what we've learned, most likely what will be for Algebra 2 more. I don't think I'm learning.
Okay, all right. That's good, good honest feedback.
I have one more thing to add.
Yes.
Like me, my anxiety is really bad at school. And I feel like here, I don't have to worry about what teachers or other students are thinking of me because I get to have my own time and I can understand it without having to have the fear of being compared to other students.
Great. Okay. Let's see. So I think what we're going to do is I'm just going to give you guys all one last chance to share any thoughts and maybe specifically how are you going to feel when you do hear that school is back in session? What are you going to feel about that? Whether that's sometime this school year or whether it's not till next school year, how's that going to feel to you? Why don't you go ahead, Eli?
Well, I would definitely have mixed feelings because I don't think that this situation is a good thing by all means, but it's definitely different, which I think is always unique and special and something that should always be done, because when you're like at school all day, every day, learning the same thing, learning this and that, but now like you can go outside and have a recess in high school, like, so I mean, yeah, I think it's truly special, but also we kind of have to understand that school is the way it is for a purpose, better or worse, but I don't know. I would certainly have mixed feelings going back.
Good. Okay, Emery?
School, for me, has always been something that is like a chore. I hate it. I never like going to school because the fear of judgment and me not doing well because I don't get time to understand. I love online learning, but I miss having the interaction with teachers and other students, like my friends. But I feel like if we can mix online school and really going to school, and we can have it like intertwined, and we can go back and forth day to day, if like I want to be
That's your
able,
ideal?
that's my ideal, is to keep doing this, but go back to school every other day. I really don't like going to school because I hate the anxiety and I hate the stress, and this has been really wonderful for me.
Okay, good perspective. Thank you for sharing so honestly. Ryan?
For me, this honestly surprised me. I hated school a lot until mainly this year because I've made so many good friends. And I'm so looking forward to going back to school and seeing them. If I could, I'd count down days, but I can't because they don't know. I mean, for me, I've gotten to the point where I'm social when I want to be. And this has just forced me not to be social. And it's just, I need to talk to someone who is not my family. I am going insane not seeing some of my friends. And what hurts me is a lot of my friends live in my neighborhood. And I can't just walk over to their house.
Yeah, yeah. It is truly, truly heartbreaking.
Hey, Ryan, we have neighbors across the street that the kids play with a lot, so they sit on opposite sides of the street and just yell at each other. It works.
Great idea.
Awesome. All right. Well, you all have been fantastic, really, above and beyond what even I was hoping that we would accomplish today. Your perspectives are so very important, both you students and your moms. Your realness was greatly appreciated. Your tips and advice were invaluable. I saw just literally hundreds of comments coming into the chat of people so appreciative of your comments and your perspectives. So thank you, thank you, thank you, all of you so much for being with us today. And thank you for those who've attended and listened, and we are recording this. We will make the recording available within a couple of business days after this webinar to everyone who registered. So thank you all so much. We're going to leave it here, and if your question didn't get answered, we'll do our best to answer it in some follow-up correspondence. So thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day, and good luck with what's left of the school year, and take care of yourselves. Bye.